Hey, if you're in the US military or support someone who is, you need to know these 28 websites. I'm Liz Moyer, and as an Air Force leader, I love to share resources that help. So let's jump in and make sure you stay till the end. I'll share two bonus resources. Up first, CBT Killer. Do I need to say anything more? All right, moving over to MillSuite. We don't have an intranet in the military, and MillSuite is a way to kind of have almost a SharePoint, but it doesn't block if you have different networks. Love this. Go ahead and log in, and you'll be able to see different platforms and communities that have collaborated on some amazing tools. Camo GPT, like I said, this is accessible on both Nipper and Sipper. And I did a video on this. It was the 3 ways that Camo GPT is better than Nipper GPT. Make sure you check it out. Also, one of my favorites is Notebook LM. And think about it. You are studying for something or you're trying to digest a lot of information, whether it's a lot of documents or videos. Just think about the more content you have, the better that something like LM is going to be to digest all that information and be able to give you good summaries. All right, moving over to Grammarly. You do not have to have the paid version. I will just create a Gmail account and go in there, upload an email, just copy paste a declaration, and that's going to be able to catch those grammatical errors that will get it kicked back for the Oxford comma. So really recommend it, especially if maybe English is your second language or, you're just like me and grammar is not your favorite. All right, moving over to the Better Business Bureau. What? We're not owning a business. We're in the military, right? But you move a lot, don't you? And here you are, you're looking to maybe do something on your house or work, have someone work on your car. Well, you can go in, you can say what service you want, and then you can type the location and you can check to see if those people have good ratings. Definitely recommend. All right, so we've got Military One Source, great for resource for military members. And I wish I had used this a little bit earlier on in my career. You can get undocumented counseling sessions, but you can also just talk to someone about finances or maybe just help on certain things that are really specific to the military. Okay, so if you work with a civilian, maybe you supervise a civilian, this is specific to the Air Force, and they say, hey, I don't qualify for Military One Source, let them know that they do qualify for the Employee Assistance Program. Google that, it'll take you to this website, and it is very, very similar to the Military One Source program. Let's talk about TSP. So maybe you talk to someone in Military One Source, and now you want to go over where your allocations are. This is a website where you can do it. DoD Skill Bridge. If you haven't heard of this, whenever you decide to leave the military, whether that is separation or retirement, you are entitled to DoD Skill Bridge. Make sure you can go on here, and this is a pro tip. If your unit wants to create a Skill Bridge program, they can. So I actually did this in our squadron, and we had people that could come back and say, hey, we're not sure if we actually want to work in the FSS, but you can get that internship and check it out. All right, va.gov. This is important if you want to use your VA loan, if you want to use maybe your GI Bill. I actually used my GI Bill when I was on active duty. That's how I got my doctorate. But this is also something where if you were deployed, you can register for your burn pit. And at some point, you're going to need access to this website. So I just recommend that you make a username now. Mill Connect. Did you have a new baby? Are you transferring your GI Bill? Do you need to get a new ID card? Go here. All right, Digital University. Amazing resource, and this is available for all different services. Think about it, it's got Udemy courses. So I was able to get my project management certificate through Digital University. I got a 40-hour course, usually $2,000, and it was paid for by this subscription. I hope you know about the DoD MWR library program. You can go to your local library and then you use your DoD ID to log in, but then you don't have to go back to the library, of course. There's an online resource and a lot of different applications like Libby where you can download resources. Another great place to get certificates is called Coursera, and you can see here, this is a no cost for both military and for spouses. You'll see on the right-hand side how many spots are remaining, and you'll have Coursera access for up to a year. All right, so if you are a military spouse, make sure you check out My CAA and you can see if you're eligible to apply for up to a $4,000 scholarship. Maybe you want to travel. Has anyone used Space A? This is the first place that you go. You'll go to Air Mobility Command, to the Space A travel site, and then you'll go in here, click, look for that local terminal, and you might just find yourself going on a cool vacation paid for by the Air Force. All right, this is the American Forces Travel website. Looks kind of like a regular website for travel, right? Go on, you're going to type where you want to go to, and then the time and information, and you'll get some pretty good discounts. Another one that's kind of similar is the Armed Forces Vacation Club. In order to use this, you do have to become a member, but it's totally free. And the same thing, just look for different resorts in different areas and then schedule it accordingly. All right, Vet Ticks. I love this. My husband and I got to see the National Football Championship a couple of years back with us. Amazing donors donate tickets, and then you can jump in and attend events, and you can get up to 4 tickets for $15. If you haven't checked this out, love it, really recommend. All right, so if you are looking for a lot of military discounts, ID Me is one of the common websites that those companies will use to make sure that you actually are in the US military. So just make sure you save this. Gig Eagle. So if you are in the reserve or the guard and you're looking for a job, go into Gig Eagle and make an account. And likewise, let's say you're trying to hire a reservist, you've got some, we would call it in the Air Force IMA days, but in the, I guess, bigger thing, we call it ADOS. Gig Eagle is a new initiative and really, really user friendly. Okay, so Air Force services. If you don't get to be on an Air Force base, I'm sorry, but Air Force has amazing MWR resources. So if you go to myairforcelife.com, you'll see the overall programs that the Big Air Force is putting on. As an example, you can see something that's for golf, Kinderspot, which is for child development, and trying to find spots. But you can also look for your specific FSI. So I know I've gone over a lot of information, and I'm about to talk to you about some Air Force specific stuff, but do me a favor and put in the comments a website that maybe I forgot or one that you find really useful. All right, so for my Air Force nerds, I love Lightning in 5. You know what the saying is. You're on the flight line. Hey, nothing can stop the Air Force except for Lightning in 5. Definitely recommend this website, and thank you for those that created it. That website actually points to Air Force Hub, which is actually in the first part when I went over CBT Killer, where you got this information, tons of good stuff on here. Of course, if you are in the Air Force, and you can go to airforce.mil and you can go to the portal, but this is another way for you to get some of these quick links. And I just recommend scrolling through and just look at a link and go, oh, hey, I didn't know that that was maybe something that related to my career field or that I'm looking for. I really, really like it. And thank you guys. This is up to date as of January 2025. Okay, so DoD created the Game Changer. It's on Advana, but you will not be able to access it unless you are on a government computer. But it is a way to look through regulations really quickly. So I found this AFI Explorer. If you have a iPhone, it is $1.99. I think you can splurge to check out the different AFIs. And then if you have an Android, it's free. All right, this was the other website that you cannot access unless you were on the actual network, but it's called Air Force Maps. Love this. You can actually see building numbers. How many times does someone give you instructions and they say, hey, go to building so-and-so, but you don't know where that's at. So make sure to check out some of my in-depth videos that go over these websites and how they can help you. And if you found this website helpful, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share with others.